All right, what's going on, everybody? Gibby Card Stacks here, and we are back recording another video 3 days straight. Got a couple of things to do. I need to finish editing my video from last night. I really just make cuts here and there. I'm really not trying to add like screenshots, really any sort of sound effects, anything like that. So we need to do that. I've got a small mail day, 4 pieces of mail here. We'll run through that. And then I need to collect some sales. I sold a good amount actually today. I don't know what it was, but sold some pretty decent cards, trying to flip cards faster. I did make a mistake on one card. We'll talk about it. But yeah, that's what we've got. Video, finish that. Oh my God, I almost forgot. So we got to do our ComC auctions. I did win a couple of cards tonight. Not a lot, especially for what's today, Thursday night. That it's not a lot. Usually I feel like Thursdays are like the slow night. So got to do ComC, DC auctions, the video, prep sales. We'll open up this mail and then see where we go from there. All right, so let's run through my purchases. I think I know what 3 of them are. I don't know what one of them is. So this is Discord. This I got from Stark Cards. Buy a good amount from him. He's local now. I'm pretty sure he goes to ASU. He posted these. He's a grinder. He probably picked these up on at a card show this past weekend and just flipped them immediately in my Discord. Link is in all my videos down below. Free Discord. We've got a marketplace. No tricks. Great place. Come join. Free. He posted this Zachariah branch. Now, I didn't even check. I just thought it was a good deal to begin with. It's out of 25. I figured just tie-dye. I feel like that's pretty general. Nice chunky patch. I can't imagine this is from anything. Not from any specific game or event. Yeah, but Zachariah Branch is getting first round hype. I'm not a Zachariah Branch guy. He had an incredible week 1 as a true freshman. Like Malachi Tony, to be honest, against San Jose State. I think he had like 3 touchdowns. And honestly, he didn't do anything, in my opinion, after that. And just a screen merchant at Georgia. But again, he's climbing up boards. So for a guy who's going to be a top 40 pick, a nice autograph, I think I got this for $40. I feel like I'll relist this for like 80 come draft time. And then I had no intention of picking up a Bryce Underwood auto. But he DM'd me and he was like, I know you want the Bryce Underwood auto. I'm like, I don't think so, guy. And then I actually checked comps. He posted it for 100. And they do like 140, 120 on the low end, sometimes 150. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'm shocked it's not on card. Interesting. So 140 for the pair. I feel pretty decent about that. I feel like this is a pretty liquid card at 140, and I feel good about selling that on draft night, getting hype, especially if he goes to like a crazy team like New England, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Philly. Those are the teams that you really want on draft night. I give all my base cards to my son. I bought him a little like $5 binder, and he just likes flinging them around. Not good for like when he actually gets older and like, hey son, you need to like take care of your cards. So not good in that regard because honestly, like those are just base. Those would go in the trash. So got to get him out of that habit. Let me undo these. All right, so this is a Nick Harbor True Blue. I got this, I think, for $30 shipped. I need to make a video about Nick Harbor. That's been on my mind a lot lately, so there's that. And I think these 2 should be Pokemon. This was a cool one. I think I paid $2.46. I mean, some of these Pokemon cards just go crazy cheap, and I think it's cool stuff. So like I mentioned, I've been getting into Pokemon. I went to a card show when I was in Seattle with my nephew. It was all Pokemon. He sold $400 worth of cards, which was crazy. And he's super shy at shows. I need to do all the talking. Luckily, this guy was like, you selling? And I was like, no, I got nothing. And then my nephew pulls out all his heat out of his pocket, and he sold some stuff, and it was just a good time. So that, I think, kind of got into it. I've been watching Deep Pocket Monsters, I think. Just entertaining stuff while you're, like, listing cards and doing stuff. So, anyways, Caesar, great Pokemon. Scyther is my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I just thought at $2.50, that's a cool card. All right, now this looks like it came from Collects or something. All right, I'm battling a bunch of tape. This is actually from, is this Sport Lots or Buy Sports Cards? BuySportsCards.com, and I bought a Tom Brady. This is 2002. I've been selling these on ComC for about $48-50 through eBay. So that means like buyers are paying about $58. I think the cheapest was $60. So at $40 right there, I'll take it. But I really just wanted these. These were, how much were they? 25 cents a piece. I had these in a previous video. I just think they're cool cards. So Terrell Owens with the popcorn. So I really wanted those. And then this, hey, I think I can sell it for $60. I'll make, you know what, 10, 15 bucks on it, sure, why not? So decent little mail day right there, not bad. So I guess I'll try to list these 3, but nothing super. Oh, and the Tom Brady, but nothing super pressing. So that's mail. Now let's pull up some sales. All right, so eBay. What the? Okay, so eBay, dang. Yes, that makes sense. eBay, I sold 4 cards for $304. Let's go pull them, and then I've got to talk about my whoopsie, but also like, hey, this is a good thing, Gaby. Don't beat yourself up. So let's grab a couple of my boxes and I'll sort through those. First one, I was like, you know what? It's a pretty strong offer. Somebody had reached out yesterday and they were like, hey, I would offer, I think 110. You know, they're like, oh, a PSA 10 did 150 or 180. I was like, no, I'm going to hold this guy. I'm not in a rush. I didn't know I had 3 of these. I'm going to hold. I'm not in a rush. It doesn't make sense for me to sell. He's very high on my rankings and everything. And then he came back like an hour later and was like, I'll do 50, my max. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And I bought, I don't know where I got one from Collects. I got one on, maybe I got one from eBay. And then, I don't know what is going on. There we go. I got one from eBay, one from Collects, and then one from Twitter. Somebody had reached out. That was a nightmare to get, but someone had reached out, and so I'll say what the card is. I need to figure out which one, but it's Ahmad Hardy Gold Bowman Auto. I've got 3 of them. I'm into each of these for about 90 bucks or so, each of them, just one way or another. So I felt good. Let's figure out which one it is. So this one. So I will relist one of these later tonight. So that's also on the list. And then we'll move on from there. And so again, Ahmad Hardy, my #1 ranked running back on my Patreon rankings. And I could hold it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm into these for 90. Let's check eBay fees calculator. If you're not using ebayfeescalculator.com, you need to. It's just nice to see like, hey, how much would I make on this card? So based off of this, I'd make $41, $42 basically on this sale. I can put that money into something else. I'll net, whatever after fees, 128 or something. I don't know. $138 after fees. I'll put that into another prospect. Someone else who's kind of down, no one's talking about. I would rather put this $138 into. Let me pull up my Patreon rankings here. This would be crazy, but like, I'd rather put that money into Carson Hansen, right? And not a super. You get 3 or 4, maybe 5 gold autos for the price that someone paid for this, right? So it's just more of a value thing, right? Put that money into the Carson Hansen. He had a great 5-game stretch to end the season, and just go from there, right? And then those turn into hopefully $50 cards, and so on and so forth. Will they hit 150? Probably not, but you get the point. Coincidentally, I also sold another Ahmad Hardy. This is just a yellow mini diamond for $7.50. This was part of that huge $140 lot that I picked up. This I would consider to be like a top 10 card in that. There were obviously bigger autos for like $20, $30, $40. So I'll take my money there, no need. But yeah, just sold two decent ones there. And then this is where, I don't want to say it was an oopsie, but it's definitely not something that I would normally do, but I should just be happy. Hey, take your money, put it into something else. So I picked up this red finite, hard to tell there. There we go. These are numbered to 125. Jeremiah Smith should be wide receiver 1. Been anointed as wide receiver 1 in each of the last 3 draft classes or 2. Freshman, two classes if you were eligible. And I bought this for $45 shipped on eBay. It was labeled as a red ice, so it was just kind of an error there. It's still, $45 was not an error, I would say, but still on the cheaper end. And I listed this for $80 plus $1 shipping. I should have had $5. I thought that was just a fine price. Like, I was like, oh, 80's, a pretty high price. I probably should have listed it more. That's what Gaby Card Stacks would have done had I done an ounce of research. I did see the last 3 comps exactly at auctions and buy it nows have been like $79, $80. So I'm matching last comp, but typically that's not like, when I buy prospects, I am buying to hold, and like, hey, there was one copy at $110 with like 11 watchers. I probably would have listed this at $90 to $100. But again, I'll take my win. I'll make my 25 bucks on the card and move on, right? I don't need to hold Jeremiah Smith. I didn't even inspect this for grading. I'm also not grading a ton just with the changes at PSA and such, so it is what it is. But yeah, those are 3 cards. I've got 2 more, actually. One from Collects. All right, and then this was actually another quick flip. I got this on Instagram. This is a Trade as Green Leaf 1 of 1 right there. Unlicensed, whatever. You don't got to tell me about unlicensed. I will buy and sell all the unlicensed. I make money off of all the fools who say unlicensed is trash. Great. Sell this to me for $3 and I'll sell this one for $40 shipped. Someone had a YouTube comment, I think, and they're like, hey, is that Trade as for sale? And I was like, yep, should be on my eBay. They messaged me. They're like, hey, fan of the channel, I would do $35. I think I had it for like 45 or 50. So nice little flip there. All right, don't worry. I found it. It was in my Zion case. Luke Altmaier, Bowman, Best Auto. Someone sent an offer on Collects. I've been using Card Dealer Pro, cross-list on Collects and eBay. Someone sent an offer for $7.50. I bought this at auctions for $4. So not amazing margins, but I'm like, you know what? I've got a lot of Luke Altmaier. Like if you go on my ComC right now, I've probably got 20 or 30 Bowman First Autos. His stuff was so incredibly cheap, and still his stuff is very cheap. I think in my cart right now at DC, I might actually start screenshotting some of this. I think I won a Prism Draft 2025 auto for $3.25, right? So like, I'm like, dude, this is a quarterback who's going to get drafted. I would be stunned if Luke Altmaier does not get drafted. A quarterback that's going to get drafted, right? I get it. It might be 5th, 6th, 7th round, but I'm going to take my chances at $3. I won this for $4. I don't know, man. What are we doing? So I'm going to ship these up. I'm going to actually probably, I don't know what I want to do for Instagram or just short form content here. I might just, I don't know. I might just make a combined short and be like, hey, here's what I'm selling. Here's what I'm buying. So let's do that. Let's record that. I'll have to set up my little stadium tower there. So we got prep sales done. I need to finish editing this. And then yesterday, this was on my list. I didn't do it. I need to set up my ComC sale. They're doing like a March Madness type deal for brackets and stuff. So I think I'm going to run a 20% sale. I'm going to like change some things. Some of my higher end stuff I'll drop to like 10% off just because I don't want to be selling at a discount right now. This is peak off season, right? So, all right, let's, I'm going to record a little short form and then I'll be back. All right, so just recorded my short form content. This is my background that I use. I got these like stadium risers or something on, I think it was TikTok Shop. I think they've sold out quite a bit. Every time I like consider going back or like try to do an affiliate shop link or whatever, it's always sold out. But I like it for the background. It definitely adds, you know, some character to it. I would love to try to get another pair just to make it even wider, but maybe that's on the back burner. That was my display. I just did coming in, leaving, and that was it. All right, so you know what's the lesson in all of this? I think the lesson today is not to be greedy. You know, I think I got to get better at moving the money. I think I have been getting better. But yeah, I think, you know, in the case of Jeremiah Smith, it's like, hey, don't get greedy. Don't, you know, let's just get the quick flip going, right? So, you know, I didn't I think in the past I would have beat myself up and been like, oh man, should I have listed it for 100? But now I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with it. So again, business card going in front of the top loader. Again, I just feel like for me personally, and maybe you have a different niche, or you know, maybe you've got, you know, your little card business and brand and everything. I just feel like for me, if you are buying Bowman University from me, you're interested in college cards. It's in some capacity, right? So yeah, that's why I decided to go with the business cards. And you know what? I'm not ashamed to say I reuse team bags. I reuse Ding Defend. I mean, shoot, Ding Defend. I mean, that's quality stuff right there. So I'm not ashamed. I'll reuse it as long as it looks nice. Like none of the trashed up penny sleeve or team bags or anything. Ding Defend, I think, you know, as long as it's not like scotch taped over or anything. So this is the Ahmad Hardy gold auto. Again, painter tape dispenser, real easy. Boom, hobby armor. Now I will say I used to I was always very like, why would you pay for pre-cut cardboard? You can do it yourself. But honestly, shoot, I think I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I think I do value my time a little bit more than cutting cardboard, and I'll pay for the convenience. All right, so this label actually printed out as media mail. I feel like that's a no-no. I feel like, and maybe this is myth, but I feel like years ago it was like, oh, you can't use media mail. They're going to open up your package and confirm that it's media and then upcharge you, whatever. I don't know about all that, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that Jeremiah Smith. Usually when that happens, I just cancel the label, get my refund, and then, you know, print a new label. But I'm like, yeah, whatever. You can cancel me if you want. And I guess because we are a little far ahead on just tonight, like it is 8:40 p.m. So because of that, I might actually even like get this video into a decent spot editing wise and just getting that up. I really want to get in a spot where I'm just recording date. Like, you know, I'm already doing all this is what I do every single night. And granted, I would put a YouTube video up and not yap right now, but this is what I do every single night after my 9 to 5 corporate job. All right, shipping done. What I also need to add is I just recorded this short, right? So it was moving in and out is just probably how I'm going to remember the title, just so that I know, hey, this is what I'm going to edit. And so I just recorded it. I use Trello. It's a like task-based organizational app. I'll show you. I don't think I have anything personal here, but it's just like my next action and things that I'm waiting for someday maybe. So, okay. So we recorded. So we'll take a photo of one of the new Ahmad Hardys. We'll take a photo of the Tom Brady. We'll take the Bryce Underwood photo. We'll take this Zachariah Branch photo. This Caesar will go over here. I think I already have a True Blue Nick Harbor. Again, I mentioned this in a previous video. I only list one card at a time of each type. Does it make it harder for myself? Maybe, but I just like having the scarcity, right? Like if I have 5 of these Nick Harbors, I don't want to list all 5 at one time. And I don't want, yeah, I do. All right, so I don't need to list that. That's cool. But I don't want to sell out of all my Nick Harbor, and I don't want to just have like a quantity post. So I don't know. Right, wrong, who knows? All right, so here I am doing my thumbnail from yesterday's video. I'm just dragging in some of the cards. I think I'm going to emphasize it. What is my title that I put? The hidden gem prospect who's quietly doubling in price. So we'll see how that does. I run all my titles through Grok just as a, I don't know, like an AI check kind of like, hey, give me like the catchiest AI title you can give me. Is that the best approach? I don't know. I don't think so. But I used to pay for, I forgot what it was called, vidIQ. It's good for like analytics and stuff. Would I recommend it? Why does it look so dull? That Sawyer looks way dull. Anyways, I don't even think I'm going to crop that. Again, I'm trying to do low effort. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this stuff. And it's not like I'm going to pay an editor to, you know, make a thumbnail for me for $5 to $10. Like, would a catchier thumbnail, you know, really help? Maybe. But this is my brand. This is my style. It's easy. We'll just do that. We got the Cole Payton there. And that's, oh, let's change the background. I've got a bunch of pre-saved. We could do the stock up kind of deal, and we'll remove this arrow. I want to show the arrow going up, so let's do that. You can see that. So I think that looks good. I've got a bunch of like headshot type stuff, so let's find one. Yeah, let's do that one, or maybe purple OG. Oh, I have, so that means I cleared out. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that one. So I just literally like had like 10 photos that I just saved, and I've been using these. These are probably like a year old. Probably not. Yeah, you can tell. Don't have that many grays. I look like a little pup in that one. So yeah, there we go. So that's gonna be my thumbnail. We'll export it, and that'll be the video, maybe like Monday or something. So there we go. Now we will run through all our YouTube things, ads, all of that. I don't really ever have any issues when it comes to this stuff. End screen video. We'll just take you to my last one. Save. I usually add a card. So that's like the little pop-up thing in the middle where it'll be like, hey, click here for this video, right? So there's that. Checks, yeah, that'll run. And then I don't know what my schedule looks like. That's one thing I wish YouTube would show you. I think let's just do that Monday. So I've got a couple. You like videos in the morning, or you like them after work, after school? Let's do Let's do like 10 a.m. I think that's a good time. So there we go. Scheduled. All right. So honestly, not a lot. I went through DC Sports. It looks like Fridays are now their slow nights on auctions, which, I don't blame you. So, and not a lot on ComC either. But I'm going to bid on this CJ Daniels Go Tigers inscription. We'll see what happens there. Little Brandon Ennis Sparkle. Julian Sayin right there. Just Ohio State stuff. I think that makes sense. What is this? Omarion Miller, 1/1. He's now at Arizona State. And then a Carson Hansen blue, who I think I talked about in this video. So there you go. And then ComC, man. ComC sales have been slow today. I really didn't sell a whole lot. And then, hey, I did win that Billy Edwards. I won this for $6. Black refractor at a Bowman Best, a potential starting quarterback. He's not good. He's not good. But I'm just saying, it's merely a value thing. If I see this at a card show for $7, I will probably buy it. So that's my philosophy there. What else did I buy? Josh Cameron for the draft. We'll see. What was this? Orange Eli Stowers for $5. Sure. Something low numbered, super athletic. Sure. $5. Miller Moss. He's not good, but for the draft, a quarterback. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen in preseason. And then $2 on this Jamal Charles. Not bad. Topps Chrome numbered, potential Hall of Famer. I don't think he's in the Hall yet, so yeah, I'll take that all day. All right, so I did actually end up winning 2 more auctions. I got the Devin Dampier. That was what, $6? $6.50. And then I got the CJ Baxter for $4. I mean, that's Kentucky's. See the starting running back? I feel like they got a 1-2 punch out there. I'll take it. A Bowman first for under $5 of a guy who rushed for, I don't know, 800 yards as like a sophomore or freshman. Sure. So I just finished editing, or I guess just cutting the video, this whole video. So got that in a nice spot. It'll be 22 minutes there. And it is 10 o'clock, so not bad. So I think that's going to do it for tonight. That is everything. I feel like I should maybe prep some stuff for Patreon just with the combine coming up right now, or the combine going on right now. Not a lot going on. I think it was just D-line and just some 40s and on-field stuff, but we're really going to be paying attention to the wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs. Of course, that's what people care about in the market. So I might prep some stuff for like an impromptu Patreon video for Friday, and then my Sunday Patreon video will be my top 100 prospects in college football. I think that's going to be a really good video, very informative. People will learn. So if you enjoy the college football prospecting, if you want a starting point on like, Gaby, I love college football. I love the idea of college football. I want to learn it, right? You've inspired me to get into college football. All right, let's not go that far. I don't think I'm inspirational, but you've piqued my interest per se. I think the Patreon's a great place to start. You try it out for a month. I don't know. So if you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll see you next one. Peace, love you, bye.